Hey everybody, welcome back to Clearly Off Topic. I'm Juliet.
And I'm Lindsay. Hi guys.
You have to excuse our voices. Lindsay and I have party
Talk very
voice.
loudly. Yeah, we have a little bit of party voice. I mean, this time of year I have permanent party voice because of allergies, so just forgive me ahead of time, everyone. I will be clearing my voice a lot this episode. But yeah, we had a lot of talking and a lot of very loud spaces this weekend.
We were together a lot. Like Lindsay and I, we see each other frequently, but this weekend it was super great because we saw each other Friday and Sunday?
Saturday. No, and Saturday and Sunday.
What did we do on Saturday?
Saturday was the birthday party at Firestone.
Oh, yes, that's right. That was on Saturday. Oh, my days are mixed up. It was a long weekend.
It was a really long weekend. I told Juliet, I woke up this morning like kind of wanting to die. Also, we're recording this on Monday separately because we realized that we don't have one for tomorrow. So here you go, you guys.
So this is a fresh podcast straight off the presses.
Straight off the press. But yeah, so we had a lot of fun this weekend. We had a friend's birthday. We got together and did some business stuff. And then, we had the art show on Sunday, and Juliet had another party after that. And I had like 10 people at my house after that. And it was kind of a crazy weekend, but party voice definitely earned. Lots of talking, lots of yelling, lots of beer drinking.
That was like a lot of beer drinking.
So much beer was drank this weekend. So much.
So the art show, which we're so excited to bring you guys this special episode about the art show. We're going to have on the founder and boss babe of it, Julia. She's so cool. So we're going to have her on from Wander Collective. And then at the show, Lindsay and I took some audio from some of the artists that we're going to share with you guys. So that episode is going to be fantastic. I do not know when we're going to air it, but it will be coming at you pretty soon. And you should definitely make sure you look out for that one.
Yeah, it was super fun. I mean, make sure to follow Wander Forever Collective. Can't talk. Sorry. Make sure to follow her on Instagram. Julia's great. She does resin pour art. That's where it started.
Didn't Joel win one?
Yeah, Joel won a skateboard. Of course Joel won a skateboard. Joel wins everything. Literally everybody turned around and looked at me like, Joel won? I'm like, yeah, of course. Like, who's surprised? Is anybody? No.
That was the very first thought that crossed my head because I heard him like say like a woo, but I was like, oh, that's Joel. Why is he wooing? And then he was walking up to the stage and I thought, of course Joel won. He is the luckiest person ever. Like, he just is winner. He's a winner.
He just wins all the time. I've never won anything in my life except for that one time I was on The Price is Right. So yeah.
What? You're The Price is Right?
Yeah, I won some crystal stemware. It really ended up costing me more than it was worth in taxes. But hey, whatever.
Crystal stemware. I love.
Yeah.
How old were you? Like 12?
Oh no, I was like 21. I had just met you, I think, or maybe it was right before I met you. But yeah, it was a long time ago. And I was like, yeah, I want that crystal stemware. Oh yeah, if you want to win crystal stemware, definitely go to The Price is Right. Would not recommend. 10 out of 10. Wouldn't recommend doing it. It was super cool, but you have to sit there for like 6 hours, and then I was kind of under the impression that when you win something, they just can give you the cash or the actual prize, but that is not the situation. And so then I was like, oh, I can't just have the $4,700 that this thing is worth. And then I was like, I'll sell it on eBay. And then I was like, oh wait, I don't have an eBay account. I can't just randomly sell shit on eBay. And that was before Facebook, so I must have been 19 or 20. But yeah, my parents were still paying my taxes, so it really cost them money, not me. But
that is such a great story, and I feel like I probably did know that, and I'm just not remembering.
Probably.
Something about getting older is I can't remember as many things, and I'm not even that old, so I don't know what to do.
It's because we have these really long weekends of drinking beer, and our brains are just turning into mush. Honestly, it's just Monday. My brain is mush by 6 o'clock on a Monday, and it is after 6 o'clock, almost after 6 o'clock.
Expiration has passed.
Expiration has passed. The princess has left the building, and now it's just hi, I'm here in my sweatpants and getting ready for conclave practice. So,
well, a good thing for you is that the world we live in really is whatever you want it to be and present itself, which brings us to our topic.
Oh yeah. Okay.
Of great at transitions. Great at
transitions. I'm very proud of you right now.
We're going to talk to you guys today about this thing that drives both of us is just batty, and it has to do with social media.
Yeah.
Have you
social
guys
media culture?
Social media culture. Who else? Show of hands. that I cannot see.
But put your hand up in the air. My hand is up.
My hand is up in the air. Y'all put your hands up in the air. Hashtag no bad days makes me so angry.
It seriously is I actually started following it because of like the fun anger that I get from it. Like
the fun anger.
Yeah, because like it is the most ridiculous thing on Instagram. And I know that you totally agree with me, Juliet, but there is nobody out there who doesn't have a bad day. And I'm just looking at these people. I'm like, yeah, for sure. You took that picture on a random Saturday 15 months ago, and now you're posting it today, trying to make all these other people out there think that you have the perfect life. And like, get out of here. Like, when was the last time you just like were too hungover to like live, or were tired? Because like, if you're not having a bad day, then you've never been tired all day before and still had to do your regular day of things. Because that is bad.
There's a hashtag no bad days with the girl that's sitting next to a tortoise that looks like your tortoise. And I just like that photo.
Oh, but she doesn't know how much of an asshole tortoises are, because I have one. And they literally just shit everywhere. They will push over your plants if you don't feed them in time and try to eat your plants. Oh my God, I could go on about Jackson, but
we're going to have to talk about your dinosaur, your asshole dinosaur.
Oh my God, he's
on
so
a different
cool,
podcast.
He's so cool. But yeah, I mean, like that girl, if she owns that tortoise, has some really terrible days. I can tell you that, because the poop does not smell good.
So my problem with hashtag no bad days is I think that when people see posts that say hashtag no bad days, if they're having a bad day, week, month, year, they feel extra bad about themselves. So if I'm having a bad day and you're throwing it in my face, like, well, I never have bad days, my life is perfect, it makes me feel like an inadequate human, or what am I doing wrong, or why does my life suck when my life doesn't suck, like, at all. Hashtag first world problems.
Yeah, exactly. Same. Like, and I feel the same way. Like, I have horrible days sometimes, and there's days when I just like want to kill everybody around me. There's days when I love everybody. Like, but if you don't have that variation, like, you don't know what is good unless you've had bad. And it's this huge social media culture. People want to just perceive, like, people want them to see what they want the people to see. They're not showing you, you know, like the Instagram model girls, they're not showing you what they look like prior to getting injections, prior to putting the fake eyelashes on, prior to Facetune. Exactly. Like, so you're already putting out a perception that everything in your life is perfect as far as your physical features go, but now you're just lying to everybody, trying to tell me that you've never had a bad period day, or like you've never, you know, gotten in a car accident and had a bad day for the rest of the day. Like, even a fender bender, like, these things happen to everybody. And I guess I kind of get what people are trying to do, right? They're trying to make it seem like you can turn any bad day around. You know what I want to do when somebody tries to tell me that when I'm having a bad day?
I want to punch them in the face.
Yes.
Ditto. Jinx.
Jinx. But yeah, see, we are the same, everyone. But yeah, I want to punch those people in the face. I'm like, get out of here. You've never had a bad day before in your life. Like, you're trying to tell me that even if you do what is your passion for work, there's still going to be days where it feels like work.
I just think it sends the wrong message of like that you have to constantly be having a good day. You constantly have to be this perfect person. And I just feel like it's sending that message. And I want to be instead hashtag it's okay to have bad days. And I just looked up hashtag all bad days, and it's pretty hilarious. There's a post that says hot coffee, cold heart. I'm going to follow this person.
Yeah, we should definitely share that. That's hilarious.
But that's what it gets to me is that it's making you pressured that it's okay. I don't have any bad days. Like, I'm perfect. Everything's fine. And I was thinking about this, and I think you and I are talking about, Lindsay, like, just specifically weddings, how much social media has changed weddings and how much stress that causes. So,
oh my God, Pinterest weddings. We were just
Pinterest weddings. About this. Yeah. So think about like your parents' wedding. Let's just go back one generation.
Yes.
Most people's parents' wedding, the parents maybe have one or two photographs. They got married in a church or you know, or wherever they chose to do the ceremony, and they went to like a nice dinner and they took 5 pictures.
Okay, my mom was extra and she was in the fashion industry, so there was a lot of pictures. But like,
your mom is extra.
It was in my grandparents' church. Like, my grandfather's a reverend. We can talk about why I am not that person later. But my grandfather's a reverend, and my mom got married in his church. And you know, like, the church photographer, like somebody they knew from the family, like, took pictures. And like, yes, they got them professionally printed and like They had a flash, but I mean, it was the 80s, so they're not very good quality photos. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but and I'm sure that she cared about, of course, everyone who's throwing a party wants their guests to have good decor and a good time and good music, all the essentials for a good party. Yes. But I
it
feel
was not 25 or 30 grand minimum. Absolutely
minimum
not.
and not pressured. Like we're both married. We both went through the process. I felt the pressure of like, I want to have this perfect wedding that I see online. I want that perfect centerpiece in this because I'm going to post it and then people are going to react to it. And I want them to react in a good way. And that didn't exist before. And I feel like that's a microcosm example of how social media is making us less happy.
Yeah, no, it's for sure. I mean, even me, like, listen, we're 30-year-old ladies. I'm almost 30. And like, I will still go on Instagram and be like, oh my God, that girl's just like in Bali right now. Like, why can't I be in Bali? And like, her thing doesn't even hashtag no bad days. You know what I mean? And it makes me so sad because everybody has bad days. And just because that person is having a good day today and you're not, doesn't make them better than you. It doesn't make their situation better than you. It just means that they're having a better day than you. But like, that being shoved in your face is so hard. And like, a lot of people, my sisters are younger than me, and social media culture in one generation below us is so much more heavily weighted, right? Like, you and I remember when Facebook was only college students and you had to have a college email address to have a Facebook account. So like, I mean, it's so different today. There's all these different outlets and you feel, those likes give you endorphins. It gives you serotonin. It like releases serotonin in your body because so people are getting that from an app now instead of getting that from interacting with people in real life. And it's just so sad because these people who have these like, perfect lives on Instagram, like, you don't see when their boyfriend cheats on them. Like, they're not going to tell you when they haven't, they're having their period and they're not having a good day. And the people that do, like, those are the ones you want to follow. Those are the real people. And like, they might be beautiful, but I don't know. It's scary to think what's going to happen to people who are my baby sister's age when they're our age. And like, this is what they've seen their whole life.
What I think is really interesting about it all is yes to everything that you just mentioned, but also, I mean, the human biology has not changed in 50,000 years. Like, that's how long humans have been on this earth, right? But the technology that we have has changed in the last 100 years astronomically. Like 100 years
astronomically.
Ago, did we have cars? I don't know. We might have had like
Juliet, cars. Remember Blockbuster?
No. Yeah, well, I mean, yes, but like, I haven't thought about it in forever.
But yeah, you know what I mean? Like, there used to be VHS tapes.
I don't think that I just don't think our brains can handle social media. So like, okay, so for me, I'm afraid of flying and we should do an episode about that. I still fly.
Oh my God, you're so scared of flying.
I just cry the whole time. It's the worst. But
yeah, she's just scared she's going to die at every single moment possible.
Well, yeah, it's possible. Anyway, so, and I looked up a reason of like, why I'm getting this fear, and it's because of the way that we consume media, the way we consume everything. And
of course,
with social media, you mentioned your friend who was in Bali, right? So if you're on Instagram, you're following 20 travel bloggers. And a bunch of your friends.
My favorite.
You're gonna see people traveling and having fun like 100 times a day. You could see 100 photos, and in your brain, everyone else except for you is traveling and having fun. That's not the reality. Those people are probably posting later, or there's one person that's on vacation, and your brain like literally can't handle it. So what about the fear of flying is that your brain, the way that media keeps being given to us, there was 2 plane crashes recently, right? Because of Boeing being assholes. And that just comes down to it. Like they valued money over human life, and
they did. It was an add-on option. That's horrible. What if airbags were an add-on option? People?
Oh my God, it's so stupid.
Or like the anti-brake lock system on your car.
Yeah, right. You have to pay extra for that, and like So, but the reason, but in my mind, not only 2 planes have crashed, but every single instance where I have read about those 2 plane crashes, in my mind, just the way that our human
is another instance.
Exactly. So if you hear about a car crash, if you hear about the same, people who are afraid of getting murdered, you hear about one murder, but you hear about it 20 times, your body is reacting that 20 people got murdered. Right?
Oh my God, no.
So when we're looking at Instagram and we see people say like hashtag no bad days, and you see 100 people having no bad days or traveling or doing what you want to do or succeeding or excelling.
Yeah.
All of which could be completely fabricated because it's an Instagram feed. Your brain is like, I am failing and I am less than.
Yeah. So that's exactly what I mean. Like there's scientific studies now that say that when people post a photo and get a specific amount of likes on Instagram, they will come into Instagram more often to check on it because you get endorphins and like you feel better because of that social media post getting 10,000 likes, or like for me getting 30 likes, whatever. You know what I mean? But people get actual endorphins from it. Like that is what makes people happy. That is what makes people feel accepted now. And that's scary because listen, it can all go away in 2 seconds. Like I love this one meme that I see all the time, and it's like, imagine Instagram goes away and boom, you're no longer a model. You know what I mean?
And it's I've seen that.
Yeah. And it's sad because, I mean, it's just scary how our brains react to that. It's scary that something that is being, potentially put up on the internet is giving somebody or taking away somebody's like ability to be happy for that day.
And also, I mean, it just affects us physiologically as well. Like I'm saying, our brains cannot process this information. So, so when we get stressed, like you're stressing to take a good photo, right? I've done that. I'm like, Dan, take my photo. Take 10,000 because, I don't like any of these. And then you're stressed. You're trying to do the whole thing and your outfit.
Yeah. And you're like, are they taking enough photos?
Are they taking enough photos?
Photo? If it's Joel, he's probably taking a selfie of himself instead.
It's 100% taking a selfie. I'm never asking Joel to take a picture of us ever again.
He'll take 7 selfies of himself and then one of you.
Yeah.
It's hilarious.
So all this stress to take a photo, or if you have a photo up on your Instagram and it's not getting as many likes as you think it's going to get, all these things, even though they're tiny, create a stress response, right? So you get an elevated heart rate, or you get higher blood pressure, or heart starts beating in a weird way, and you get that fight or flight type response. Even if it's small, it still affects you. And if you're doing this to yourself all the time, and say your business is a strictly Instagram business and relies on these likes for your livelihood, right? Take it to the next level.
Yeah, absolutely.
You're creating this chronic stress, and chronic stress is very bad. We all know this, but I mean, it can raise your insulin levels. It can give you obesity. I mean, it can cause psychological disorders. All of this is because we're putting ourselves in a heightened, stressful scenario. And maybe it's not Instagram. Maybe it's me on my news feed now searching for plane crashes and how to avoid them.
It's definitely you doing that, Juliet. It's 100% you doing that. That is exactly what is causing your stress. But we can pretend it's Instagram for right now. But yeah, I mean, I think that the big problem that, putting these, and maybe it's not a problem. Maybe we just need to work to a better solution, because like you said, technology is growing at a tremendous rate. Like it's crazy how fast our technology is growing, and it's just going to continue. Like once the technology is there, isn't it something like in the next 100 years, it can like manifest tenfold of what it's already able to create. So like, it's some crazy statistic like that. And I mean, I think that there are people out there in the world who are really hurting, and there are people out there who are really having a bad year or a bad month or a bad, life, whatever you want to put on it. There's people who are in real bad circumstances. And I think that a lot of these Instagram accounts are trying to probably like promote like positivity and like you can turn any day around. But like for the average person who's really sad or is depressed or is like just got broken up with, just got a divorce, just, lost someone that they love, like whatever these people are going through, like whether they hate themselves or not, like looking at your picture, seeing you happy 24/7 and not sharing those down moments. That's the scary part to me, because that's not going to make that person feel better just because you're, on a beach somewhere with a, mojito. Like that's not going to make the person who's really feeling a sad day feel better. Like what those people need is positivity and teaching how to make your day positive, not, oh, look at me doing my favorite thing ever while you're doing whatever you're doing on Instagram. I don't know.
I think it creates a space where people are not as willing to share. And this is obviously, there's a lot of backlash for this, where people are being more vulnerable. But I think when you promote something like #NoBadDays, you're not allowing the conversation to come up of being vulnerable and sharing your down moments, because then people are gonna say, well, you're just such a downer, or, oh, it's too real, it's scary. And then you're constantly also then in your real life trying to put on this happy face as well. And it's not encouraging in conversations to be had. It's actually stifling conversation.
Yeah, I totally agree. I think that, we need to, and people are doing a lot better of it now. I think that people are starting to realize that if you have a big impact on a social media platform, or if you have an impact in someone else's life, you have to share with them those hard times too. I mean, you have to make them know that you're human, because it's really cool to look up to somebody that you feel like you want to look up to them because they're cool, or they have like pretty hair, or like, whatever the dumb reasons are that you could look up to somebody. Or you can look up to somebody because you're like, wow, that person is real. They have good and bad days, and they're able to work their way through them, and they're able to, like, salvage those bad days, and they have tools, and they like talk about what they do to, feel better on a bad mental health day, or, if they have chronic illness, how they deal with that. And I feel like a lot of these people have such an amazing platform, and they could do so much with it. And I totally understand the vulnerability to tell people that you're having a bad day is it takes a lot, especially when you have, thousands of people looking at your pictures on Instagram, or watching your YouTube channel, or whatever, but we've got to do that. You got to teach people like the tools to make their days better if you're good at having good days,
No, absolutely. And I think that ways, and people know this about themselves. You realize that when you look at a certain picture, it makes you feel jealousy or anger or inferiority. Those responses that you're feeling.
Well, if you're self-aware enough, you do. There's a lot of people out here who aren't very self-aware. And Melina literally talked about it today on her blog, and it's just hilarious because it's true. Like, you have to be self-aware to understand the feelings that you're having. And you have to know what you're going through in order to make changes. And so that's kind of the first step in really anything, is knowing that you have the power to make that change, and being self-reliant enough to follow through, and do it. But there's people out there who don't. So using a platform and, like, guiding people and showing people that you can be weak too is hard, but it's very necessary. Like, we don't, I look up to people more when I know that they have had a hard life and have come out of something, or are dealing with a tough situation, and they're trying to just, I don't know, I have a lot more respect for people who can come out and talk about that stuff.
Well, if you are self-aware enough to realize what it's doing to you, or if you're not, and now hopefully this podcast is making you take a look at it, or maybe you just love everything, you're fine, whatever. I think I think that you should go and really look at maybe like your Instagram. Like, if Instagram is not making you happy, look at the people you follow, look at your feed and say, oh, am I following people who are enhancing my life? Am I following accounts that are, starting a conversation in my brain that I can relate to? And instead of putting out maybe something that you're not, because who you follow really dictates your feed as well. And it dictates what you see.
Yeah, of course.
And I think that people should not be afraid to unfollow people. Like, so I had a girl who I worked with, and, we never really got along that well. Not like we fought, but just like we're very different. And I always knew it was kind of a jealousy thing, just like comments she would say. I was like, I think she's kind of jealous of me, and that's why we don't get along. And I remember the day that she stopped following me on Instagram and unfriending me on Facebook. And at first I was like, that is the stupidest thing. Like, okay, you're 5 years old. I was like, that's so stupid. And then I thought, wow, no, that was super mature of her, because she realized that whatever I was doing unknowingly to her, but just through being me, was affecting her negatively. And I texted her and I said, hey, I noticed you unfollowed me on all the social media. I said, I'm sorry, for whatever I've done that maybe you didn't like. But I'm glad that you are taking steps to make yourself happier. And she was like, I'm so glad you responded that way. I was so worried about what you would think if I unfollowed you, because we work together. And she stood up for herself in that way. And it's hard when you know the person, obviously. But but for people that you don't know, especially, take a good hard think on, is this really the life that they have? Am I just making myself jealous, mad, upset, inferior for no reason?
Right.
Am I making myself feel that way for no reason?
Right. And like, that's this whole thing. Like, we had a friend a little while ago who, his girlfriend broke up with him and they had been together forever. And it was such a big moment for him. He was literally sitting in a chair at my house and I was like, I'm going to call him Mike. That's not his name.
I was like, what name is she gonna
Mike. I know. I was like, Mike, you have to stop following her on Facebook and on Instagram and like stop doing this to yourself. And like, she was away in another country and she was like hanging out with people he didn't know. And I was like, stop, like take it off of the like social media stuff because you're going to see it all the time because you've been following her for 6 years and you've been together for 6 years. So the algorithm thinks you want to see it and you don't. You need to step away. And I literally sat there for an hour and a half talking to him about it. And then his ex-girlfriend unfollowed him on Facebook. And I was like, yes,
the universe.
but it could have been such a win for, what did I call him? Mike. It could have been such a win for Mike if he had just done it first, because it would have been his decision and it would have been powerful for him to be able to do that. And then he just waited a little bit too long and she did it anyway. But
yeah, now he's thinking like, why did she
exactly. Exactly. So like, if you want that power in your feelings, you have to take that power or somebody might just take it from you. So, but yeah, I mean, we have to be careful who we follow and what we're watching. And I mean, it's like me, Juliet, like I got rid of cable specifically because I did not want cable. But one of the beautiful things that happened with that was that we don't have the news in our house anymore. It can't just come on magically after another show ends. It's not just there, like CNN's not like breaking news, everything is dying. But like, I have such a better positive outlook on life because when I wake up in the morning, I'm not worrying about, oh my God, I have to watch the news because of traffic, or, oh my God, like there was 6 shootings in Compton yesterday and this rapper died next to my neighborhood and blah, blah, blah. You know, like I search for the news that I want, which is actually what's harming you is what I'm realizing with your planes. But yeah, like I search out the things that I want to know about. And when I hear about something and that intrigues me, I will go on the internet and do my own research, right? But if it's put in front of your face, it has the likelihood of affecting you, right? So just like in social media where I've cut down screen time, I kind of cut down my screen time on the news in the same way. You know what I mean? Just by not putting a negative thing in front of my face every day. I don't start every day hearing about all the crappy things that happened overnight. Like you know what I mean? The accident that was like shut down the 5 freeway overnight or whatever. Like, I don't hear about those things first thing in the morning. And my navigation does a perfectly good job of getting me around it anyway, so I don't need to. But, you know, it's what the people you're following on Instagram or Facebook or any other social media platform at all, like, you have to realize, you know, how they're making you feel and see if it's really enhancing your life, being like, oh my God, I could be, you know, on a beach in Aruba. All right, I got to work more so that I can make it to Aruba or whatever you want to do, right? Like, if that's going to motivate you, awesome. But on the days that's not motivating you, put the phone down, stop going on Instagram, maybe, you know, try to take 5 deep breaths and like see how you feel after that. Go to a yoga class. That always really helps my day, honestly.
I think that too, we have to realize that we're not in control of our social media. And I say this because the algorithms for Facebook or Instagram, or even on my phone, my Google News, right? It has tracked my behavior in every platform, everywhere I'm signed in, and that is targeting me with specific accounts, pictures, news stories. All of that is specifically coming to me because of the research that they have on my behavior. And so it's harder and harder to step away because it's so personalized.
Yeah, that's true.
You just have to remember as well that this is not real life. Like, the news is real life, but Facebook and Instagram and whatever the kids are doing, Snapchat, stupid.
There's Snapchat on Instagram. Why does anybody need Snapchat anymore?
I don't know. Snapchat, okay, that's a separate subject, but I hate Snapchat like
I know you do.
So much. It's the freaking worst. And I live on the west side, so like we hate them extra because
they hate them extra because they're like taking over that. Oh my God, bringing the corporations all the way to Santa Monica and Venice.
They're ruining Venice. Snapchat.
Listen, I'm a businesswoman. Corporations are okay, and Snapchat's not a bad one. They pay their employees well.
Yeah,
they probably have like cold brew on tap. Yeah, people are assholes that are in power. That's sucks, true. But
what we just need to remember on my side is like when I see a picture of somebody, or especially like career-wise, right? So I work in entertainment, so I see these things like, I'm cast in a movie. Oh, look, I'm cast in another movie. Oh, look, I'm a speaker on this panel. Oh, look, I wrote a book. And I'm like, why are these people so successful? And I have to think, this is not real life. This is the highlight reel. I know you guys have all heard that, but it's true. And just repeat that mantra to yourself when
they're
you're
not
on
showing
Instagram.
you they're not showing you their, 18-hour days when they've been on 15 auditions and all of those auditions didn't even channel one single callback. They're not showing you the 15 versions of the novel that had to be rewritten and reworked, and then she had to get a ghostwriter and blah blah blah. You know what I mean? You're not seeing all of that. So I get that a lot in my world because I'm in business, so I'm constantly in front of oh, well, this company is doing this, why aren't we doing that? Or, oh, well, this company is doing that and blah blah blah, we want that, and we're just going to make this item because this other company makes this item and it sells well for them, so it might as well just copy their idea. That's my whole day. It is so frustrating because I'm against it, but you're left with, why am I not the one that thought of that? Or why am I not the one who's, but I have 5 jobs, you know what I mean? We're doing fine and so are you, but it's even in our great, we know we have good lives. We've created very beautiful lives for ourselves and we're super lucky for that. But even with our great lives, we still see people who are doing better or we think are doing more, but we have to stop thinking if they're doing more and being okay, well, what am I doing? What am I doing that's good? And yeah, if I see myself just scrolling through Instagram, I've got my screen time down quite a bit. My friend Trevor is beating me though. Trevor, if you're listening to this, I kind of hate you. He's at 1 minute per day is his daily average. I'm okay, well, I run
screen time
so I can't do that.
In general?
No, just on Instagram.
I was
whatever.
Did he make a phone call at lightning speed?
I know, right? No, because we have Apple products, they tell us how long we've been on just Instagram, Juliet. I know that droids don't do that, but
well, my droid, I don't know how to brag about it right now, but it's a good phone. It did overheat today and just shut off. And I said, why?
Hey, but you can have headphones and your charger plugged in at the exact same time. So that's good.
I can't any longer. They took away the headphone jack. And I was like, nobody likes this. Okay, I want y'all, all of our listeners, I want you to comment. Huh? Y'all.
Are we from the South?
We are today. I want you guys to comment. If you have nothing else to say, you need to comment. You need to tell me if you appreciate this stupid take away the headphone jack movement that's happening. I hate it. It's one of my little crusades.
It's funny? It's funny, Juliet? The rest of us have been dealing with this for so long that we don't even care about your crusade anymore.
Oh, I'm so mad about it.
But yeah, no, I totally hate the headphone jack. It seriously drives me crazy because I will be listening to music in my car and then I'll stop the listening to music in my car or just listen from my iPhone if my iPhone needs to be charged. It's very, very upsetting.
Oh, it's the stupidest.
I know. Okay, we got off topic.
We did.
No bad days. No bad days. I think that maybe we have to flip this around a little bit, right? Maybe we have to say, we're not going to have bad days anymore and try to add things to our toolbox that are going to make us have less bad days.
Yeah, but I'm not gonna broadcast it like I'm not having any bad days because I'm perfect.
Oh, no. But I know that you and I both have things that we do, when we're having a bad moment or we're going to lash out at somebody, and we're going to talk about a whole episode about conflict resolution. But just like we have conflict resolution, we have to have tools in our pockets and in our, purses or whatever the heck you carry around. I hate purses. Another subject. But
I love them. I
don't like so many. I literally just get purses, then give them to Juliet. I'm I don't even know why I bought this. Here, have it. I don't know why I own this. But we have to have tools. So you have to remember when you're sitting there on Instagram that this is a portion of a life. This is a highlight reel. This person is not taking a photo when they don't have makeup on. Listen, I don't have makeup on all day, every day. That's an Instagram model's life. I don't have that. So you have to remember oh, well, this person looks perfect in this moment, but that doesn't mean they looked perfect 10 minutes ago. That doesn't mean that they looked perfect before they, blow dry their hair and put fake eyelashes on.
Yeah. I'm not saying that every fitness Instagram account does this. I'm not saying that, But I am saying that a majority of them edit their photos so that they look more fit than they are. And that is, I feel like, very devastating to people who are actually trying to go through some kind of physical transformation.
Yeah, or they like the girls who do makeup and stuff like that on YouTube, and like the guys, I guess guys do it now too. Jeffree Star is like a hero. He really has really, really great lip scrub. Anyway, that's all I know about him. But all these people who are on YouTube, I mean, they literally tell you in their YouTube videos, like, oh, don't worry, I'm going to Facetune that out, or oh, I'm going to Photoshop that out. Like these people who have this massive social media following are editing and going on photo shoots to get those photos. That's not what they look like just walking to coffee in the morning. Like that's, come on. Like, yes, they say they're walking to coffee and it's like an appropriate coffee hour, but that's not what they're doing right this moment when they're posting this. They're posting this from their bed, or it's through like a preview thing where they can like set up their whole social media feed, like, you know, through an account of some sort. I know you can do it, but I don't know what they are. So shout out if anybody knows what those are. But like you just can't, you have to be real, and you have to be real with yourself and know what's really possible and what's probably just a facade, right? Like we're the generation that knows we can read through bullshit like it's nothing. But for some reason, when we're seeing these photos of people and they're sharing their stories about why they have no bad days, or about their vacation, or whatever they're doing, or their success story, like highlight reel. Just remember it's a highlight reel.
And if you need convincing, and you don't, I'm sure everyone in the world knows about this. I just found out because, you know, me. And Instagram versus reality. Google it. It's so funny. There's 1,000 pictures. It's the best. So if you're ever need a laugh and you're having a bad day, just go to Instagram versus reality, and you see these ridiculous photos, and it's awesome. And it also just really puts it into perspective. In so many ways, like that perfect photo of your food is actually, you know, a whole different thing that you didn't know about, or, you know, it's Instagrammers, just do it. It's so funny. And it really puts it in perspective. Yeah.
You can just like, if you ever meet me and my husband, you guys can just look at Joel's phone, because he has Instagram versus reality on his phone for me. So his lock screen picture is literally me with a green smoothie in my hand and foils in my hair because I was getting highlights.
Oh, I remember that photo. So
and then like when you open his phone, it's like a beautiful picture of me from our wedding day. I'm like, this is the worst. These two photos first off need to be switched, because like not everybody needs to see me with no makeup on. I'm literally doing a kissy face towards him with a green smoothie in my hand, and he made it his lock screen photo. I'm like, really? That one? That's the one you chose? Okay, great.
This is why you have husbands, to put you in check. Like whenever I come home and brag and I'm like, Dan, I'm awesome. You know why? Because X, Y, and Z, and I did this and this and this, and I'm just like so happy because I had a great day of did things. And he's like, it's a good thing you're so good at modesty too. And I'm like, come on,
just give me one thing. Dude, your husband is the worst at that. Dan is the worst at that, you guys. He's so mean sometimes. But we all just look at him and we're like, we should have seen it coming. Like, why did we not know that was coming? Because we should have known. But yeah,
it's in perspective.
Yeah, and you know what? Like, you have to be able to put it into perspective for yourself, right? Like, you don't do that all the time. So the fact that he brings it up the one time that you're bragging is just annoying. He does it to be annoying. But in real life, we have to do that too. We have to remember what is, you know, how's this positively impacting me? That's something my mom used to have this thing, and it was like the 5 questions. And it was like, before you do anything big, you have to ask yourself one of the 5 questions, and blah, blah, blah. But one of them is like, how is this affecting me? And how is it going to affect me in a day, a month, a year, however long the time frame may be, because every situation is a little different, right? But you have to look at something and see how it's affecting you. And if following that person on Instagram, or, you know, stalking your ex-boyfriend, or whatever you're doing is not giving you like positive feelings, you have to let it go. I had a friend who just broke up with like the guy, or she's decided, I don't think she's actually done it yet, but she's decided she's going to stop talking to the guy that she's seeing. And she's like, he doesn't want what I want. This isn't healthy for me, and it sucks, but I'm going to do it. And that's because she had that ability to look at it through a microscope and be like, this isn't making me happy. And it sucks because she, you know, is going to break up with somebody for like basically no reason other than like, this isn't working out for me. And that's hard, but you know, you have to be strong enough to think through these things and to stand up for yourself. And yeah, just try to have a friend look at it if you're having a bad day and see what they say. A real friend will tell you how horrible their day was too. So
absolutely. And again, just having that structure in your life of people to go to. So if you guys don't have a friend to go to, reach out to us in the comments. You can DM us. We're very bother us. Like, we're hyper accessible. Not like
we've talked about this before.
Yeah, we have. But seriously, if you're having a bad day and you're hashtag all the bad days, just message us or DM us.
Yeah, if you have nobody else, if you have nobody else to talk to, like, please let us know, because we're here. But a lot of people do have people to talk to, and like, please use your own friends as well. But use the people around you to help make you feel better and get you out of those funks, and remind you that everybody has bad days. Because, like, believe me, my mom would tell me that all the time. Like, all right, welcome to the real world. You're having a bad day. Move on.
move on. Everything's cool. And it's very important to realize it will end, that whatever you're going through is eventually going to be done as well. Everything comes to an end.
And everybody's always figuring it out. Even my parents, who are old people now, they're still figuring it out. When I learned that as an adult, when that like finally came around and bit me in the ass, I was like, oh my God, everybody's always figuring it out. Nobody has it all figured out. They might have a part of it figured out, but this other part they suck at. So, like, just remember that not everybody has everything all figured out, even if it appears like they do on the outside.
That was definitely a turning point for me too. And I was like, oh wait, I'm an adult now. I don't have it figured out. And then I look around, I'm like, wait a second. Nobody knows what the hell is happening. I was like, I don't know whether to be terrified or feel really great about everything.
Yeah. Oh, it just made me terrified. I was like, wait a second. Like, Mom, you don't have like 500 grand in just like a savings account somewhere? She's like, no. I'm like, oh, that kind of makes me feel better. Kind of makes me feel worse. Really thought I had like a fallback plan here.
Or that people like knew more than me, but they don't.
No, they don't. No. My favorite thing to tell all the girls that I manage at work when they come up and ask me something I don't know, I'm like, I don't know. We're just going to Google it right now. We're going to figure it out together. Like, I'm not trying to pretend like I'm smarter than you just because I've been doing this for longer. But yeah, I think that humility is something that's being lost in the Instagram generation. And hopefully all of you listeners out there can start to, make Instagram more of a reality. Because I think there's a lot of people out there who are doing that. And, Mental Health Awareness Month is coming up. And yeah, I just think that being aware of what's going on around you, being aware of what you're looking at, what you're taking in, and what you're putting out into the world is so important. And we should all put more value on it,
Absolutely. And I'm glad you brought it back around to what you put out as well, because you have a responsibility as a person to put out things that you believe in and that are authentic to you. And I'm going to hold people to it. Like, you be yourself. There's nobody else to be. Just be you. Do it.
Yeah, absolutely. Hey, Juliet, just keep being you, okay?
Oh, Lindsay, you keep being you too, because I like you.
I like you.
And if you guys like us, you should like and subscribe and comment. And I don't know, what else do people do?
Ooh, I don't know.
You can also drink Red Bear Roastery coffee, because it's the best. You
should definitely do that. That is definitely what fuels my everyday. Use our code OFFTOPIC at redbearroastery.com, and you can save some dollars in checkout. He is about ready to launch his new subscription service. So if you guys want coffee just delivered to you weekly, bi-weekly, monthly, that will soon be up and ready from what I was hearing this week. So that's really cool. Also, make sure to check out Wander Forever Collective. We had so much fun this weekend. And I'm telling you, my husband was a vendor, and I made some candles for her very first show, and she's done a bunch. She's curated some art music festivals before, and these events just keep getting better and better. And we will let you guys all know when Julia is going to be on. And Juliet, you actually have a really fun event coming up that I'm not even going to be around for, but I really want you to talk about it, because you've been working with Passion to Paycheck for a while, and yeah, go for it. Tell us what it's about.
All right. So Passion to Paycheck is an event that's happening here in Los Angeles, and hopefully when I'm done with it, they'll have some online stuff as well that people can enjoy. But it's all about bringing together people who work in any industry, but it's mostly entrepreneurs. And it's an event that we put on where they have speakers, and it's all about being your best self for a living. What makes you uniquely you? How can you turn that into something that is profitable and you can follow your dreams and get out of, any situation that you're unhappy with when it comes to your business? So Passion to Paycheck, it's going to be happening. It's going to be happening.
27th. It's
that 7th? Okay, 27th, the Saturday. 27th of April. It's going to be from 10 to 4. You can buy tickets online. Just Google passiontopaycheck.com and it will pop up, and it's going to be great. Tickets, I think, are like $40, but it's a whole day of fun. The first year I went, I just went on a whim, bought a ticket. I went. I loved them.
Didn't tell me about it. Just went by yourself.
I do that sometimes.
Yes.
And then the second year I said, I want to help out. I want to be involved. And they said, okay, well, you can come and cover the event media wise. And I said, okay. So I did that. And then they asked me to join the team this year because
yay, because you're awesome and everybody loves you.
They love my energy, and it's
hey,
great.
but you're good at modesty. So
I'm so good. I'm so good at modesty. But yeah, if you guys are in Los Angeles on April 27th, the event will sell out. So I would get your tickets as soon as possible. But I'll be there. It's going to be awesome, and learn how to turn your passion into your paycheck and be your best self for a living. That's what it's all about.
Yeah, and if any of you happen to be going to Desert Hearts that weekend instead of Passion to Paycheck, I'll be fire performing. So Juliet's going to have to update me on how that one went. But yeah.
Cool.
Really fun. Yay. All right. Well, I think this is probably it.
Yeah. It's probably the end.
We've come to the end. We've come to the end. But yeah, well, Juliet, I love you.
I love you too, Lindsay.
Oh, listeners, you guys are the best. And like and love us online everywhere. And we will talk to you next week.
Sounds good. This has been Clearly Off Topic with Juliet
and Lindsay. Bye, guys.
Bye.